Namaste, hello all. Welcome to another episode of the Oz Moms Diaries. Actor Jamie Camille said, "When I perform on stage, I feel alive." Today, our Oz Mom guest is someone who resonates with this thought. Nisha Prem. She is an actor, a stage performer, a dancer, an artist. She's also a mom to her two adorable sons. She is a homemaker, a career woman, and many more roles she juggles with much ease. Nisha has taken her love for the performing arts to the next level. She recently made her acting debut with her short film Bittersweet, which has been directed by a fellow mom who is very talented. Nisha is going to talk to us today about her inspiring life journey. She's going to share with us about her childhood, her upbringing, her journey with the performing arts, her journey as a mother, and of course, we're going to take a sneak peek into her short film, and I'm going to link it in the description box below so you all can watch it as well. Let's talk to Nisha and let's hear more. Hi Nisha, how are you?
Hey Dipti, I'm good. How about you? And thank you for that lovely introduction.
Thank you for being here and talking to me today.
It's my pleasure. You know what, Dipti, you are doing a fabulous job because mothers, no matter where they are and what they do, each one is unique and special, and everyone need to be celebrated. And you are giving this platform for all those mothers who walk that extra bit of that mile to also pursue their passion, and that is great. So congratulations to you and to your channel.
Thank you so much, Nisha. Thank you for those encouraging words. So, Nisha, you have traveled to so many places as a child and when you were growing up, right? You were born in Chennai and then you went to Calcutta and Mumbai. So, how has all these travels shaped you into the person who you are today?
Yes, Dipti, yeah. Well, apart from the obvious, right? Like the obvious of traveling and living in different cities, is that you meet new people, you make new friends, you get to see a lot of new places, you learn new languages. But those are those obvious takeaways. But the one thing which I would personally call as a personality molding factor would be the ability to reconcile differences with others and move on. And that ability comes from a place, that understanding of being around with different people. So that's what I would highlight it as. And that definitely also reflects in your personality, the way you speak, the way you interact with people. So I personally had a blast traveling and living in different places thanks to my dad's transferable job.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about your journey with the performing arts. So, have you always been a stage performer?
Yes, even before I knew what performing arts meant.
Okay.
My mom vaguely remembers at when I was about 2 or 2.5 years. She had to lift me and put me on the stage for a fancy dress competition. And I won a prize. I think I was dressed up as Lord Krishna or something. Yeah. So my performing arts dates back to that. Nevertheless, I've always, wherever I am, whichever school I am, I'd always signed up for all the cultural performances and stage performances because, without a blink of an eye, I would, volunteer myself for any, stage performances because that's where I come alive. I relate myself the most when I am on stage performing. So yes, it's always been there. That calling has always been there.
Okay.
So coming to US, I was looking for the same avenues. Is there anything that I would be able to associate myself with? And that's when there was audition information that had come my way for a show in Seattle, and I auditioned, and that's how it started. I got selected, and not just did I perform, they also gave me an opportunity to choreograph.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was great. It was received very well, and I made some great friends, and amazing networking happened, and from there on, it continued.
That's pretty cool, Nisha. Amazing. So, you started learning Kuchipudi as well, right?
Yes, and that itch happened after I had my second baby.
Yeah, so tell us about that. How did you motivate yourself to go learn Kuchipudi after having two kids? It's amazing. Tell us.
What motivated me is that it's just that passion, Dipti, and it's that you want to keep learning. The moment you stop learning, you are not growing, right? So when you have it in you, you have to keep feeding that artistic instincts in you. Otherwise, it just stops. And that's the only way for a performer to keep performing. When you learn, you also perform. Yeah.
Right. And the interesting fact is, all the Oz moms that I've spoken to until now, this is one common link. Everybody talks about passion, 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 love for something. When you're passionate, when you love something, you make the time for it. You make sure that you're able to fit in that somehow, even if your schedule is super busy.
It's what Apollo Coelho says, right? And then when you really want something, the whole universe conspires in helping you achieve it.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And we cannot definitely miss that support that we get, especially being in this part of the world where you're all by yourself, your husband, your kids, and then with your friends. If you don't get that support from your better half, it's not possible.
Definitely.
You need a very good partnership with them in order to pursue. It's likewise for them as well.
Exactly.
Probably you can start a series on fathers who are those great supporters.
Yeah, because we should give a shout out to the men in our lives, because like today we're sitting at 8 a.m. This morning, where our spouses are taking care of our kids, so that we could have this conversation.
So like, I know my parents, they've always been there for me. They've always supported me from a very young age. But it's not just them or my husband, it's also my in-laws. Wherever they are, they call up and they encourage, they want to know what more is happening. And when they equally show that interest in your life, in your life, that encourages you, right?
Definitely,
that makes you want to do more. Yeah. Early learning, especially education, is something that's something I've always been interested in, and I did some volunteering work, and that's how I applied to the school district in Washington, and I luckily got through, and I worked as a paraeducator. I worked with kids in special needs. I must tell you that has been one of the most fulfilling jobs I've ever done. When you finish your work, you get back home, you feel, okay, there's something that you've actually done today. You give something back to the society. And it's one of I had the most learning in that time when I worked in school, and to be around young kids, because not just did it help me personally, but also when I came home, the way I dealt with my own kids, there was a change there. And also my kids started feeling that I'm becoming more and more relevant because I was talking their language. They were happy about it too. So yeah, I loved my stint as a paraeducator.
One other aspect that I wanted to talk to you about. So from our interactions, I know that you're a spiritual person, you practice spirituality at home. And with the current world situation, we are realizing more and more how important it is to practice spirituality, and it can help so much with our mental health too. And I feel children at a young age are getting stressed due to the various situations surrounding them, because when we were kids, we didn't have all these situations to deal with. So I feel it's important to inculcate it in children as well. So how do you do that in your home, and how do you explain it to kids? Can you share?
Yeah, sure. Sure, Dipti. Well, this is my take. How do I put it? Exercise is a choice. Health is a blessing, right? Similarly, spirituality is a choice. But the awakening or the realization that happens because of that that's a blessing. So yes, I would like to consider myself. I think I'm a spiritual person, but definitely in need of all the blessings. Um, with regards to the second aspect of your question, spirituality and mental health. You know, in sadly today's world, we confuse between philosophy and spirituality. See, in order to be spiritual, you got to practice spirituality in your day-to-day life on a daily basis. You know, it can be anything that lets you connect with your inner self, that helps you self-realize. And it could be anything, right? It could be reading, or it could be listening, it could be chanting, or meditation, or yoga, anything that lets you connect with your inner self. So what happens is, this is a purificatory process. So when this happens over a period of time, when you practice, when you do your sadhana over a period of time, your mind, which has been conditioned and been clouded, it starts clearing up.
Exactly.
The mind is revealed.
Right.
And when the mind is revealed, it starts asking the right questions, and it seeks for the right answers. And when it gets the right answers, it realizes the importance. I mean, the heart is filled with compassion and gratitude, right? Gratitude for this life and this very existence.
Right.
And when that happens, your mind is happy. Your mind, when the mind is happy, you are happy, and you make people around you happy as well.
Definitely.
Right? Yeah. And then coming with, and the third aspect, which is spirituality and kids. Like I said in the beginning, spirituality is a choice. So it's a choice for my kids as well. I don't impose it on them, let alone my kids. I don't impose it on anybody, because it's a personal thing, and I'm myself practicing. I'm strengthening myself here. So I'm vulnerable. So how am I to impose something like that, right?
Definitely.
But as a parent, what I could do is sow the seed of spirituality in them.
Right. True.
My kids see me exercise. My kids see me work. My kids see me, meditate. My kids see me, practice spirituality. But one thing that's a mandate in our home is that we as a family, we come together in the evening, no matter where we are. We try our best to come back at a certain time in the evening. We come together. We offer our respect. We offer our prayers. We offer our love and heartfelt thanks.
Talking about your kids, let's also talk a bit about your motherhood journey. We experience various ups and downs in motherhood. You know, it's a joy, and at the same time, it's a learning process. So tell us, you had your kids quite close apart, right? If I'm not wrong. So how was the experience for you? And just share a little bit about your kids.
Sure. So I have two boys, Dhruv and Uda. They are 2 years and 10 months apart, almost like 3 years, I would say. One thing that has, through this motherhood journey, I would have to highlight is that I feel I've become stronger than what I thought I am. They have made me understand that, I'm much tough as a person, and I am meant to survive. I would survive anywhere now.
So Nisha, coming to another important event that happened in your life recently. So you took your stage performance to the next level, and you debuted in your short film Bittersweet. So tell us, how was that experience? How did you get the opportunity? And tell us about the whole experience of acting.
Yeah, sure, Dipti. Like I said in the beginning, right? How, when I came here, I was looking for opportunities to perform, and how I auditioned for a show. So that's where I met the director of my short film, Julie Anthony, the lead role, which is Nidhi. This film shows a variety of emotions from her end, like being happy, being confused, sad. And all the life events in her life are, it was an opportunity for me to play Nidhi, and also play all these different aspects of emotions.
Right.
For the very first film, I thought I was not sure at all. But then she had the confidence, which kind of encouraged me. She had the confidence in me that I would pull it off. I loved it. I loved that experience. I loved that the entire experience of being in front of the stage and the the chance to
Right.
be someone else.
Right.
That is a thrill.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your all your experiences of being on the stage would have contributed to being
Yes.
able to bring the character alive
Yes.
in the movie. And talking about Bittersweet, let's take a sneak peek so that the audience is able to, experience the whole what the movie is about and your
Sure.
character. And
Yes.
let's take a sneak peek and let's come back.
I'm at the hospital only. My dad, I feel. I don't think so he'll make it.
Hey, Nidhi, hold on. I'm here with you, okay? Tell me, what does the doctor have to say?
Nothing makes sense to me, Farah.
Hey, why don't you look him up in People Finder or something? Get his number?
What the heck, Yanu? Are you out of your mind? It's like as if I'm gonna stalk him.
कैसे तेरी खुद गर्जी ना धूप चुने ना छाँव कैसे तेरी खुद गर्जी किसी ठौर टिके ना पाऊँ
See, I knew. Some things just don't change.
Let's go to the next segment, which is the rapid fire.
Wow. Okay.
We've spoken about your journey, we've spoken about your motherhood journey. Now let's have a few fun questions. So are you a morning person or are you a night person, Nisha?
I am neither. Like I think I'm easy off in the night, but then I'm such a wannabe morning person. I've tried all my life to be a morning person. I don't know. But then it happened. It finally happened when after kids and I resumed work, it finally happened. I would wake up around 4:30 and start my day off. So yes, so now I know that I can be a morning person as well.
Right. So other than performing on stage, do you have any other interests like reading or music or anything like that?
I like to read, but not much of time these days. I used to read a lot, and I'm trying to, but especially this lockdown period has made it difficult.
Yeah.
But then I cook. I love to cook. But I love to cook what I like to eat and what my family likes to eat. So I'm not very much into experimentation.
Right.
The hack which I'm going to give you here is that when you are with them, be with them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to work out. You are trying to cook. You are trying to, catch up with your, social media stories. You're trying to post something. You're trying to write something. You're preparing for your next day. No, none of that works. Because kids easily get that from us. They instantly sense our distraction. They know that we are distracted the moment they know we are not with them 100%. That ticks them.
Right.
And this is something I have personally felt with my kids. And I've done that in the past where I'm trying to multitask and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So today I have come to a point when I know that I have to sit with them. I'm completely with them.
That's a very good tip. So if you could act in a real feature film, who would be your dream director, dream star cast? Is there anything like that in your mind?
Dream? As a dream, yes.
Yeah. could be a reality, Nisha. From short film to feature film.
Yeah, coming to your question, yeah, interesting. See, I've always been a big Mani Ratnam fan
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
director.
right.
I think his attention to details and the nuances, those are like great.
Right.
So I would love to work with him, and if not even get casted, I would just want to be a part of his day of direction and see how he goes about doing it.
Yeah.
Because for my love for dance,
Yeah.
I would love to be a part of a song sequence with Dhanush. I just want to break a leg or do a rowdy baby with him.
Oh yeah. That would be amazing to watch. So let's hope it happens soon. So the other question I had for you was, whenever I see you, you always look fresh and put together. So give us a quick tip on how do you do that? Like, is there any ritual you do, or is it just the happiness within that is reflected outside?
Definitely. I mean, there's no happiness within. It's very hard to pull that kind of a facade outside, right? It is deep within. But thank you, Dipti, for it feels good when people observe that and let me know. A tip I start my day no matter what. The first thing I do is I have to take a shower, get out of my night clothes,
Right.
and that instantly makes me feel okay. I'm ready for the day,
Right.
and I make sure I'm up before everybody is in the morning,
Right.
so that I have my own bit of my me time,
Right.
and do whether it is doing my meditation or exercise or anything, right? And then take a shower, and before I wake my kids, I
Right.
make sure that I have done my bit for the day,
Right.
and then I'm not grumpy. I feel okay. Now I have the time for them because
Right.
I've been taken
Right.
care. So I think it's very important. It
Definitely.
it doesn't need to be a lot of time. Even a
Yeah.
matter of 30-40 minutes is good
Right.
enough in a day.
Right. Great, Nisha. And final word for moms out there. Many people, they just put their passion on the back burner, thinking, we can do it later, or now's not the time, or things like that. But a word of advice: is there really a good time for that, or you should just start, no matter what?
Unless and until you are you are really caught up some great life problems, I don't think so there is any need to keep your passions aside,
Right.
because your passion is what makes you.
Mhm.
It's a very important part of you. If you don't feed that, you're not going to be happy. Instead of waiting for the right time, I think we
Correct.
should just make use of the things that are come our way,
Right.
and whatever, it need not be in a large scale. It
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily have to be
Anything
in a large
small.
scale,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you look at you. I think hopefully I get to do an interview session with you, Dipti. I think you yourself are an example, because you are a beautiful person inside out. You made beautiful babies. You've been a teacher. I don't know how many know, but that you are a fabulous cook. So with 2 kids under the age of 5, you still thought of doing something that you always wanted to do. Your hands are more than full, right? And we all know that as mothers, we all know that. I mean, 2 kids under the age of 5 is not easy. But then you are trying to do more than, something that you always want to do. So that itself, that speaks about you. And that it's a great encouragement. So as long as we mothers can inspire one another,
Definitely.
I think that would help a lot. And
For sure. Because with each of these interviews, I'm learning so much, and it's actually broadening my, what I thought I couldn't do, or, I had, really narrowed down on this is all I could do. But with each interview, it is awakening me to more possibilities and inspiring me to, go that little extra mile. So I
Right.
hope all the other moms watching today would have, been so inspired, because your journey is really inspiring and your energy is really infectious, like just watching you perform and talk. It's really a pleasure, and thank you so much for doing this interview with me, Nisha.
The pleasure is mine, Dipti, and thank you for having me. And I wish you, your channel, all the very best. And like I said, I hope one day I get to have the honor of interviewing you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all your kind words. Take care and be safe, and love to the kids. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Dipti. You have a good one.